Okay, so on one of my videos a little while back, someone left a comment and it read, I would love to hear how you navigate that change in dynamics of people around you once you shift frequency. Others feel disconnected and you feel misunderstood. How do you reconcile that uncomfortable feeling? And it's an awesome question. And it's one that I don't know that I have all the answers to because I think it's one of those things that grows and evolves, and it isn't super clear cut, which, it's probably not the answer that maybe everyone wants to hear. And also, I don't have all the answers as well anyway, but I guess in my experience, and also just to say as well, neither frequency that you're on, nothing is better or worse. No one's better because they've shifted and someone else hasn't. It's everyone is exactly where they're supposed to be for their soul's evolution. And so it's important, I think, to remember that as well too. And I know that that can sometimes be frustrating because you can feel very alone and very isolated when, especially when you're going through um, this sort of process within yourself, and you're shifting frequencies, and you can see yourself differently and you feel differently, but maybe there might be people in your life that have known you for a really long time and they only know a version of you uh, that is who you were, and so that can sometimes feel really tricky, and you can have people who embrace that you are shifting and evolving and changing, and for others it can feel intimidating, and it can feel that way perhaps for them because they can see that you're looking at yourself, you're doing work on yourself, and that's not something that they necessarily want to do, and so it can feel uncomfortable. And that, again, it doesn't. There's no right or wrong. Everyone's where they're supposed to be, but how does that go when you're trying to navigate your own life? And I think sometimes things will feel a bit weird. They'll feel a bit disconnected, and how to navigate it is, yeah, just, I mean, one thing at a time, because we're growing and evolving as we go too. So we're learning how to be our new versions of ourselves, and we're showing up. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm a different person today than I was yesterday, and so we're continually growing and our perceptions are shifting, and we're shedding layers too. So things that may have triggered us in the past may not be so much there anymore, or there's things that still keep coming up for us to look at and to grow and evolve with. I mean, it's all part of it, uh, and so perhaps those situations are helping us to stand more in our power and stand more in the truth of who we are, and teaching us and showing us, well, how do we want to show up? How do we want to show up in these situations, and what do we want to take from it? And is these relationships are these relationships serving us anymore? Are they giving us what they need? Is there something there that we want to be there? And that's the thing too. Like, you know, we as we grow and evolve, we will shift, and we will have that time when we do feel, like I said before, isolated and not quite knowing where we sort of fit, because we're not sort of fitting anywhere. That's the truth. And so we're sort of finding that way. And ultimately, do we really want to fit in anywhere anyway? Like, we're all here to be our unique expression. So if we're starting to fit in too comfortably, is that actually a good thing or not? And that's not me saying yes or no. It's just me throwing out the question because I don't have all the answers. um, but yeah, so it's navigating it time and again, and it's seeing how far you've come and what you need. And um, like if you were a people pleaser back in the day and you're not doing that so much now, that will also see where different relationships are at, and how you show up and how different people respond. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting. But what I think is important is to honor yourself, honor your feelings, and to keep allowing yourself to grow and evolve, and to be gentle on yourself as well too, because you're starting to express yourself in new ways and you're seeing things differently. So of course things are going to shift and change. And you will have days where you're feeling on top of the world and other days where you just think, what in the hell? Like, what the actual, you know? So yeah, it's all a process. It's all an unfolding. And I think the more that we come back to knowing ourselves and trusting ourselves and our self-awareness, I think that is so key and so vital for this whole thing. And this game that we're playing. But yeah, so I that's not a clear cut answer, but hopefully that's something. And I think what I do sort of come to in those, like with those questions and those sort of things, is that you're not alone. You're not alone in going through these shifts and changes and feeling like things feel a bit no longer aligned, because they're not all no longer aligned. They're not all aligned as it was, because you are shifting. You've changed the puzzle, and so now pieces need to fall in different places. You know what I mean? And so maybe right now the puzzle pieces aren't quite fitting, but they're there and they're going to line up in different ways, and you just might not know what it's going to look like yet. But again, it'll just keep unfolding anyway. And then it comes back to trusting that process and trusting the path, because I think once you get to a certain point, you can't go back, because you've got this newfound knowledge or perception or frequency or trust in yourself, trust in the process. Once you have that, you can't unhave that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyway, I hope this helps in some way. I've been chatting for a bit, so if you've stuck around, thanks a lot. And if you have any thoughts or comments on this, I would love to hear from you as well too. So share away in the comments. Let me know how you navigate all of this stuff, and because your comments will help other people as well too. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you in another one soon.